Our health is an important factor of life. And when it comes to health, you cannot take chances. And COVID-19 has brought us to that point where we cannot take chances. You have only one life, and you have to make the right choice. If you want to live long, if you want to live, you have to make choices regarding COVID-19 vaccines. We have seen so many things that happened before the vaccine was found. People died. After the vaccine was found, people died. But the question stands: are you ready to receive the vaccine? Yes, guys, about the COVID-19 vaccines. Currently, there is so much going on, and I was confused to a state that I did not know what to believe about these vaccines, whether they are genuine, whether they are fake. Nobody can make out. The World Health Organization has its truth, but the masses also have their truth. And I listen to views. I listened to debates. I listened to comments that were made about the vaccines. How effective they are, what are the after effects that they have, what are the symptoms after them, whether it's a lasting solution to COVID-19. I want to know more. Do you want to know more? Where do we stand after being vaccinated? What is the way forward? That is what we have. You are, whichever country you are. This is a planet Earth, and COVID-19 is on planet Earth. We are under the impression that it's going to wipe out millions of people. And you and I are part of this million. Recently at work, I was given a document that I have to sign and give back, or that I have to confirm whether I want the vaccination or not. I had to think about it. I was given time to think about it, and I had to respond back. So I want you to know also, maybe you went through this, that you were asked to make a decision on behalf of receiving the vaccine, and then once they are available, that they are going to be given unto you. So I went through this, and it's not easy to make this decision because there is a lot of implications. There is a certificate to be given after your vaccination, which is as a proof of being vaccinated. Now, question number one: why do we need a certificate or a card after being vaccinated? Why not just as any other card or other vaccination? Why a special card? Number two, access to any place, institution, job, access to any travel, any health facility, any that you want to do is going to need that card or that certificate. Now, if I am right, somebody correct me. If I am right, that means that this COVID-19 is forced down and not a voluntary issue. Because once you are not vaccinated, all your access points are closed. Even if you want to go in the bank and they ask you for this certificate or this card, you have to provide it to access your monies. At work, you have to provide it to safeguard others that you were vaccinated. And I think no one that was vaccinated will be at that workplace. Just my thoughts. Somebody correct me. If you want to travel and you don't have this card or this certificate, you won't travel. So, where does it put me? If I have to go to the shop to buy my daily needs, at the shop gate or door, I need to show that card or certificate to enter as a sign that I was vaccinated to have to prevent the spread of this disease. Now, where does it take us to be vaccinated? Is it for our safety, or is it a pre-planned program of the unknown sources or the unknown masters of destruction, whether they want us to be controlled in a certain way? One more thing that I want to know. If this vaccine is like any other vaccine, what is the durability of this vaccine? Is it a year, 6 months? Is it 2 months? Is it a lifetime thing? How often are we going to be vaccinated? Also, a question I want to deal with. There are other issues that have come across my mind when I heard comments and I listened to some people discussions of some people regarding this COVID-19 vaccines, relating to it will affect some of our genes, or fears have been raised in some areas. But you should know the origin of COVID-19 was in China, and China is the one that gives out the vaccine. In our cultures, we have proverbs. One of our cultural proverbs says, only the witch doctor that gave you that charm knows the herbs that he puts in them, and also knows the antidote to the charm that he has given you. That's where I will base my next decision that I will make. Continuing, COVID-19 is a deadly disease. It's not a joke. People have died. Whether they died of COVID-19, whether it was something else that contributed to their death, they died. Now, we have come to the point of knowing COVID-19, and it's under control. As I have seen, the high death tolls have reduced to some controllable numbers. People understand what to do, and people have their preventative methods of how to safeguard themselves. And the WHO has given us some of their instructions that we have to follow, like, for instance, wearing our mask and social distancing. If you are a believer and you follow this channel regarding COVID-19, what is your thought about it? I have heard some people say that COVID-19 is a disease like any other disease that has come and gone. But in the case of COVID-19, there are many other diseases that did not get any vaccine or any cure. Why is COVID-19 so special that we have to adhere to it in such a short period of time that a vaccine has come forth or has been found. Questions, doubts arise within the Christian community as well. And I know of some faith that deals with certain aspects of medical grounds. Let's say, for example, blood transfusion. There are some faiths, some believers that say that they cannot have a blood transfusion, no matter what the situation is that needs blood, whether it's themselves or their children, as long as they have believed in that which they believe. So I know of some faith that also says, do not resuscitate if the person has died and come back to life, or that the person needs any oxygen or any assistance to be revived to life. There are this kind of faith that says medical help or medical assistance in certain times of their health is not accepted. This is what I'm coming to tell you. There are Christians that believe that this vaccination there is something behind it, and therefore they won't be vaccinated. So these are mixed feelings and mixed ideas and comments that I have. A little bit about the side effects of the COVID-19 vaccine. As I've read, heard, and followed, headaches, nausea, running stomach, and at some instances like swelling of glands or body structures like eyes, or the face is totally swollen, or the arm is swollen. And so we know that there are some side effects, even death. It can even cause death. So these are the things that got to pronounce. Anyway, the drugs are available, the vaccines are coming from China, where it started. Yes, as we end this program, I want you to know that COVID-19 will be around us for a long time. So we know that we are going to wear our masks, we are going to sanitize, and we will practice social distancing for a long time to come. Yet, the vaccination is something that is not settled down with us. So when you decide upon being vaccinated, make your research, understand it well. When the vaccine works or do not work, let it be something that you will live with. This is Uncle P signing out.